Hey guys, this is Caffeine&Scalpel. I gave my NEET PG recently and I scored a rank of 11K in my first attempt. Today we are going to see about how to prepare general medicine for final university exams. Trust me guys, I was exactly in the same position 2 years back. But then I made a plan, stuck to it and topped my batch in general medicine. So let me guide you on how to study general medicine for final year university exams. First, let's sort out the sources for general medicine. Gold standard book for general medicine, most people say, is Harrison, but I followed Davidson and complemented it with Archit Balur. For practicals, and again most people say it's Hutchinson, which is the gold standard. Trust me, I tried studying Hutchinson for CNS. It was a very good book, but I don't think you can go into practicals just by studying Hutchinson's. So I recommend Alagappan or Archit Balur again for practicals. Coming to NEET PG preparation with regard to general medicine, I'm sure most of you would be having subscription to any of the platforms like Marrow, PrepLadder or any other new platforms that are available today. So how does one prepare for the theory exam? The first step for preparing for any exam, be it NEET PG or university exam, is knowing your previous year questions. And it is very important that you take your previous year question papers from the library or any other sources and note down what are the previous year questions, the repeated ones, and mark them in your books. Now let's take a topic, say heart failure. So if you take any book in general medicine, there will be at least 10 to 20 pages talking about heart failure. So have a glance about the topic, but you don't have to read everything. Let us approach this systematically. What if you are given a question about heart failure? What will you write? The definition, the pathophysiology, the clinical features, say signs and symptoms, and diagnosis and management of the condition. This is how you have to approach any question given to you. Ideally, I would recommend you write down a summarized form of this topic in any topic that you study so that it will be easier for you to revise later. Now coming to practicals. I'm sure studying for practicals for general medicine might seem impossible, but classifying it will help you to study the practicals. First, let us see the long cases. So how to approach long cases? There are 4 systems: CNS, RS, abdomen, CVS. The thing you should be thorough for any long case is the case performers. You cannot be not knowing the performers before going into your exam hall. Next, for every negative history that you're going to present, you should know why you're telling the negative history. For example, in a case of stroke, if you're going to tell the person is having difficulty buttoning his shirt, you should know that it is due to weakness of the distal muscles of hand. Another thing you have to keep in mind is telling the diagnosis properly. You cannot just tell this is a case of stroke. You should be able to tell the onset, the localization, the artery involved, and etc. And you should also know the acute and the long-term management for all the cases. Coming to short cases, it is relatively simple and has lesser weightage. You just have to know the examination findings that support your diagnosis and management, and the related questions and differential diagnosis for each case. Now coming to the high yield and the mark scoring part of the medicine practicals, it is the spotters, instruments and the drugs that are commonly used in the medical practice. Coming to the OSCEs, here your practical knowledge will be tested. You would have to demonstrate reflexes and you might be asked questions based on that. I have briefly covered how to approach general medicine for final university exams. Let me know if you want a separate video for practical theory and strategy to prepare for each of these. Thank you and subscribe for more.